Hello, welcome to Train Sim World 5, and as it's Friday, that means I've got to go all the way down to the bottom and do Thomas. And we're sticking with green. We're now doing another Bishop's Lydiard to Minehead run. That's the second one of these with Thomas. Take about an hour and a half. And let's make it today, or the day the video goes live. As you can tell, I'm recording this on Wednesday. So, it's currently a sale on Steam, but oh, that's nice. Currently sale on Steam, so I got myself a couple of routes, including Mittenwaldbahn, which will probably be Monday's video, doing the first of the scenarios. Anyway, Thomas, Bishop's Lydiard to Minehead. Take Thomas and his passengers down to Minehead. Okay, I always say up because that's where their headquarters is. Okay, we've got a green signal, but we need to open the doors and let everyone on and off. Don't know why they're getting off. They shouldn't have been on when we did the triangle run, which was last week. And then we've got 30 seconds to wait before we're due to depart. But as usual, I will close the doors with 10 seconds to go, which is now. So the door's closed. And off we go. We can go up to 10 miles an hour. That's a bit high. And off we go. 10 miles an hour. Details are on ultra settings, so it should actually be even more pretty than it was before. Once the whole train is out of the station, we can start accelerating. There we go. We can go up to 25 miles an hour. Next stop, Crocombe Heathfield. Main platform. And go 25 miles an hour. Got to keep an eye out for the whistle signs, because I do want to do the whistling at the correct time this time, which is why I'm on this side, because the whistle boards are on the left. This being a former Great Western line, drivers were on the left rather than the right. Okay, there's a whistle board on the other side. Good job I saw it. As I said in the open, this should take about an hour and a half altogether. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, basically. And while we're going, I'm going to do the YouTube spiel. If this is the first time you've viewed one of my videos, or you've viewed a few and you aren't subscribed, why not? I don't just do train sim, I do real railway, model railway, events around the town that I live in. So it's worth subscribing and then hitting the bell icon so that you get notified when I upload. These Thomas videos are just on a Friday, mainly so that you don't have to watch them, but enough people watch them that I'm still doing them. I try to upload videos on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, with the occasional extras. Like last Friday I actually had 2 videos go up. One was a real railway one, as well as the Thomas one. And the day this goes live, I've actually got plans to go into Birmingham and film the trams and ride on them. Just something a bit different, because I normally do trains. I thought I'd do the trams for once. It's been quite some time since I last went and looked at the trams in Birmingham, so I thought I'd go and have a visit and film them. And then next weekend I'm going to the Railway 200 event in Derby, so I'll be filming and taking photos all day on the Saturday. That will be the video for the following Monday, to give a little change. Right, we are 1.8 miles away from Crocombe Heathfield. And we want to stop as close to the marker as possible. Which shouldn't take too long. At least I hope not. As you can probably tell, I'm having to use the throttle just to maintain speed here, because we're going uphill. If I don't use the throttle, we'll slow down. Just thinking, where are those 2 light controlled open level crossings? Are they this side of Crocombe Heathfield or the other side? I can't remember. I'll see between now and Crocombe Heathfield, I suppose. That's a Dutch barn. That's what they're known as. The open-sided one with a corrugated tin roof. Known as Dutch barns. They keep hay and straw dry. And they're open so that the straw doesn't or the hay or straw doesn't overheat, because if it does, it will suddenly catch fire. Seen that. Produces enough heat that it can just suddenly combust. Less than a mile to Crowcombe Heathfield, and I don't think the level crossing is this side. I think it's between Crowcombe Heathfield and Stogumber, or Stogumber, however you pronounce it. I wonder if we'll pass Diesel on this run. Because he was at Williton when we left 2 videos ago. I can't remember. Well, I've never done this timetable run before, so we'll find out if we pass Diesel. If we do, he'll be on a freight. There we go, we just hit the... gone over the AWS ramp for Crowcombe Heathfield. And we are... there's the fixed distance. That will always show as yellow. We need to start slowing down. The level crossings are after Crowcombe Heathfield. And now we just try and stay at 20 miles an hour. Or close to 20 miles an hour. Yep, we're going into the left-hand platform. Can't see Diesel, so... that disc signal would be for going into the loop. Coming down to a nice steady stop. There's a plate layer's hut. And all we have to do is make sure we stop at the right place. Signal's already green. But we still have to stop, get the passengers on. And a little bit more, little bit more, little bit more, and stop. Doors open. Just look back to make sure everything's okay. And we arrived about a minute and a half early. This is a nice little station. I don't normally do this when I'm sitting here. Go into... okay, why are you crossing over there? That's not a crossing. Silly people. I like the way Thomas's eyes close when you blow the whistle. It's quite funny. It's realistic. Having him close his eyes. Because in the TV shows he closes his eyes. What's he seen that he likes the look of? Oh, a group of people waiting to cross. There we go. Thomas looking at me. That's better. Instead of having him looking up, he's looking at me. And another one. I do like doing screenshots when I'm waiting around. Go back into head out view. Just checking that there's no one trying to jump on in the last few seconds. Because we don't want to slam the doors in someone's face. It's a pity that the controls don't work. Because it would be more realistic if you could use the regulator, reverser, injectors, firebox. Oops, done the wrong bit. And off we go. Over the catch point at a nice steady speed. We don't want to be speeding over that. Then we get up to 20. And we're going downhill slightly, so I'll just let Thomas build up speed by himself. There's the clearance board. Or it's an advance warning for the whistle board, or the level crossing. Oh, start slowing down a bit, Thomas. I saw that whistle board. That's one crossing which isn't light controlled. Here's the whistle board for the first one. Round a bend, so people who are at the crossing can't see you, which is why you have to whistle. Lights flashing, so the wigwags are going. And you can see the wigwags on the side going. Oh, we're going too fast again. Slow down, Thomas. We've got another one of those crossings before we get to Stogumber. Whatever however you pronounce it. You can tell I don't live down in West Somerset. Speeding up again. Really difficult to balance Thomas's speed, because he wants to accelerate down the hills. It's a single click on the throttle to start speeding up, a single click to start slowing down at this point. Over bridge with the yellow car going under it. Keeping an eye out for more whistle signs, as well as watching my speed, because I don't want to go too slow, but I also don't want to go too fast. I am definitely keeping an eye out for the whistle boards. And there it is. Come on, slow down, Thomas. We're going too fast. Get told off by Mr. Guard. Or Sir Topham Hatt. Over the other crossing. No more light controlled crossings until we get to Minehead. The others are either occupation crossings or gated, locally operated gated crossings, such as Blue Anchor and Dunster. Those are the two that I can think of. Oh, there's one at Watch It as well. Those are the 3 gates that I can think of off the top of my head. Okay. Less than a mile before we get to the station that I keep butchering the pronunciation of. So we need to start slowing down. We're early. Again. Because Thomas does like running to time. I'd almost imagine that this is his line from Farquhar to Brendam Docks. Or is it Farquhar to Wellersborough? Oh, we're starting to slow down. Going uphill again. It's almost like his branch line on the Isle of Sodor. Could really do with a Great Western pannier tank on this game. That is 5741. The one that ends up on the island of Sodor. I believe it is. Receives Sodor number 8. Though in the books, doesn't actually get the number 8. It's only in the TV series that Montague gets the number 8. In the books he retains his Great Western number. Here we are. The station that I keep butchering the name of. And stop. Doors. Let everyone off and on. And just go into this view again. I've started adding screenshots to the end of the videos because I think it actually looks quite good, especially when you can do some snazzy shots like this, or even, oh, that's nice, makes him look really strong. Little camcorder on the ground. Oh, you can see his inside motion. That's something that you wouldn't expect. I've got 2 minutes, so I'm looking round at what you can actually see. You can't see anything between the frames. In real life, you'd see something between underneath that bit of the tank that's above the front splash, above and behind the front splasher. That's the semicircular shape, but you can actually see it. I really wasn't expecting that. It's quite good. Look how much narrower he is compared to Annie and Clarabell. Or at least his cab. His running plate's a fair bit wider. We are going that way in under a minute's time. Ooh. Station master's allotment. Or vegetable patch. Look, that's a modern house, so where would the station master's house be? We're about to go. Go back into that view. Everyone on? Doors closing. And off we go. Next stop, Williton, which is probably where we'll see Diesel. Oh, too fast again. Must be going downhill slightly. There's a hill there. There's the cows. All standing up this time. So it's not going to rain. In real life, it's cloudy. Thomas, you're going too fast. Looks like we're going downhill slightly again. So 2.7 miles to Williton. We'll be in the down platform, which is the left-hand one. Because for some reason, down on this line is towards Minehead, despite Minehead being the headquarters of the West Somerset Railway. Normally, up is towards headquarters and down is away from headquarters. That's why railways like the Festiniog are confusing. Uphill to Blaenau Festiniog is technically down. Though if you're on the Welsh Highland and you're going from Carnarvon, as you go up the hill to Rhyddfu, you're going in the up direction, but after Rhyddfu and Pitt's Head Summit, you're going downhill, but you're still going up the line. In reality, the Festiniog itself, it is up to Blaenau for both uphill and terminology. Because in the slate days, the most important part was the slate mines around Blaenau Festiniog. So down trains went down to the coast. Usually by gravity. Well, the slate trains did anyway. Though once the steam engines arrived after 1863, you'd get really long empty trains up and loaded trains down with a loco. But they were still 30 odd years before that where the empties were taken up with a horse on the front, and then the loaded trains went down by gravity. And yes, I saw the whistle signs. And Festiniog Railway still do the gravity trains when they're doing special events like the Victorian or Bygones weekend in October, and they had them during their 70 years of preservation event in June, which I couldn't go to. I'd have loved to go to, I just couldn't afford to get there. Plus all accommodation around there was used, booked fully, so I wouldn't have had anywhere to stay. I can proudly say I am actually a life member of the West Railway. And my older brother and oldest niece work for the company. Older brother is the person who's in charge of the Boston Lodge carriage works. So I'm proud of him. He's doing something I'd love to do, but I physically can't work the hours that he does. I can just about do the hours I do with my job, which is SEN school transport. I'm not a driver. I'm what's called passenger assistant. I look after the passenger, or passengers if there's more than one. Though the route I was on last school year, which finished last week, I didn't have multiple passengers, I just had the one. And I'm hoping I'm still on that route in September, because built a brilliant rapport with the passenger and keep them entertained with puppets. And some point over the summer I'll be doing videos for a second channel, which, while it's actually around, currently hasn't got any videos. All you have to do is change the last word on channel name to puppets instead of productions. I will be doing some videos, but they'll be educational and aimed at children and their parents, explaining different things, different topics, from medical issues to emotional issues, what to do if someone's bullying you, things that are difficult for parents to explain without assistance, basically. And I forgot about the 15 mile an hour there. The whole idea is I want to do topics using the puppets that you don't see many people dealing with for children. And stop. Do the doors, and we've got to wait anyway because we've got a signal and we've got to wait nearly 12 minutes. So I might as well just hop out and have a little walk up to here. No, don't want to do a scenario. Just walking up here because I'm going to have a little chat. That's the catch point. Designed for if there's a runaway or something starts moving without permission. What I want to see is there's a green signal in, so diesel's coming down. As you can see, this point is currently set against me. So even if I wanted to... Oh, I can change the point here, look. I can't change the catch point, because that's automatic. That's what that is. It's a point motor. But I can change the points in the junction, because they're all manual points, like that. What I want to do, I'll get another photo of Thomas, and now wait for Diesel, because he's got a signal to come in. Trying to get to the edge of the platform without falling off. I can't... I've got nothing I can collect around here, because I've got all the collectibles apart from one fire bucket up at Minehead. No, I don't. I've got to wait anyway. I can't do anything. I've got to wait for Diesel to come down. Which is why I'm now looking out this window. It's going to take a bit of time. People actually walking over the bridge there. And then phasing through it. You can see this is an older route, because the more up-to-date routes don't have the phasing issues. Come on, Diesel, where are you? Let's have a look on the map. There you are. You've got a long freight train behind you. Okay. Well, I'll close the doors and creep up to the signal, I think. Just means that I'm a bit closer to the starting. Get as close to the signal as I can without passing it. Like so. And wait. I can see this. Oh, sorry about that. I hit my microphone. I can see the signal, but I can also see Diesel when he appears. He's definitely got a green signal because I can see that. What I want to try and do is get a screenshot stroke photo of Diesel coming down. And I am going to do it from here, so you get Thomas in shot as well. Let's see. I'm zooming in so I can see when Diesel's approaching. He'll be going slow now because he's... where is he? Ah, there he is. There's Diesel. He's on a freight. No! I don't want the problem to solve scenario. What I want to do... I don't want that in shot. So, go away. Go away with that silly press A thing. I want Thomas to be in shot when I get the photo of Diesel coming past. It's just something a bit creative. Here he is. There's one photo. And there we go. Diesel in shot. Let me in. There's all the troublesome trucks with a brake van. I still can't go anywhere for 5 minutes. You know what? While Diesel's just is going already, I wanted to get a shot of him. There we go. That'll do. Annie, you're at the wrong end of the train. I've still got over 4 minutes before I can actually go. Which is a bit annoying. Can I shut the door before it slams on me? If I leave early, I'll just have to wait. It'll be Watch It, I think. Watch It or Washford, one or the other. Okay, so I've edited out the long wait. We're about to go with the next station. Should be Watch It. We'll find out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yep, Watch It. Stay within the 15-mile-an-hour speed limit as we leave the station. Whistle to the workers. We have a green here, and then it's yellow. So the signal after this is... Well, signal... No, it's gone green. Here we go. Leaving Williton. And we can get up to 25. But there is a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit as we go through the halt. Donisford. Mainly because it's on a tight bend. I will slow down in time for it. There's no worry about that. But I am keeping an eye on it. Start slowing down. Going slightly faster than the 15 at the moment. Still dropping speed slightly, which is what I want. Drop down to 15, please. There we go. 15. Whistle to warn people that we're coming through, and we're a bit quick. And just go through here. It's 10 miles an hour just before we get to Watchet, which we'll get to in plenty of time. Because Thomas is pretty good at getting up to speed when it gets back up to the line speed. 25. Which is just round this bend. I think the timetable's set for engines that don't accelerate like a Hornby engine, effectively. Because that's how Thomas and Diesel go. Because you can just hold the throttle down, it does act a lot like an analogue Hornby, or Bachmann, or Dapol, or any of them. Any of the analogue models. Whereas, if you're using one of the other locos, the non-Thomas and Friends locos, it's a lot more realistic. A little bit of locking up there. We're going to have to slow down to 10 miles an hour before we get to Watchet. And I need to be on this side. Because the platform's on this side. Just trying to think. After Watchet, it's Washford. And then Blue Anchor. Then Dunster. And then Minehead. Slow all the way down to 10. Crossing gates are closed. This is the first gated crossing on the line. I think. Oh no, it's open. That's probably... Oh, I forgot which side the platform was. Into Watchet Station. A station that used to be the end of the broad gauge. West Somerset line used to be a major tourist line, which is why it's got such long platforms. Opening doors. We've got nearly 4 minutes. That's a nice museum. It's the Maritime Museum. And that looks like a nice building over there. Church, by the look of it. There's the car park in the old goods yard. Oh, welcome to Watch It Boat Museum. What's the rest of the sign say? Along the coast to Minehead, through the country to Bishop's Lydiard. That's about right. We go under the footbridge and then start turning towards the coast. How much of the goods yard? There we go. You can see the side of the goods yard. We can't go round there, unfortunately, unless I go into this view. There we go. That's the boat museum. And what's that building? Can we see it? Yeah, it's a church. Photo of Thomas just sitting in the station. How about one that looks like we're on the bridge? Just realised Thomas's light isn't on. We've got a minute. We'll be going that way. Let's walk over the bridge and down. And there we go. Back on board. We just got to wait 25 seconds and then we can go. Otherwise we'll be waiting and waiting and waiting at all the other stations. Okay. Off we go. 10 miles an hour still. Then once the entire train is past this speed limit board, we can go up to 20. Next stop, Washford. And then it'll be Blue Anchor, then Dunster, and then Minehead. So 4 more stations. There we go, 20 miles an hour. I'm going uphill slightly. Keeping an eye on where we can go up to 25. But there is a 20 again after it. For another tight bend. Not as tight as the one by Donisford Holt. But still tight enough that you don't want to be going at 25. This is the type of line that if it hadn't been closed by BR, would have been operated by the Pacers. Because they were cheap and cheerful units that kept many branch lines open, like the Blackpool lines. Okay, we should be going downhill now. A little bit of locking up. Wasn't expecting that. Must be something loading in. We've got 1.6 miles before Washford, and we'll be going down to 20 miles an hour. For this next bend. I don't think normally they'd go up to 25 in that short section. They'd probably stick around 20. But Thomas is able to accelerate pretty quickly up to 25 and then decelerate, and as I said, it's a lot like an analogue model railway loco, where the controller determines the speed with just a lot more simply. Whereas the proper locos, like the other steam engines I've got, or the diesels, or the multiple units, or anything like that, those are more like digital control, where it takes time to get up to speed and time to slow down. Which you don't get with Thomas and diesel. Thomas and diesel are analogue, everything else is digital. That's the best way of thinking about it. Less than a mile. Before our next stop. And we're going to be early again. No speed limit for Washford. I am keeping an eye on the whistle boards. After all, we don't want to get to a crossing without whistling and there be an accident. Okay, it wouldn't happen in game, but in real life it would. And can't see where the crossing that whistle was for is. Round the bend and then we're at Washford. Just whistle for the station. Platform is once again on this side. Oh, we're actually running a bit closer to timetable now. I can let Thomas slow down a little bit. There's why it was stuttering. It's loaded in some wagons. And they're full poly wagons, not low poly. Here we go. Come to a stop in the station. Nice and gently, and stop. Do the doors. Go to this view because I want to get a... Can I actually look at the motion? I want to be down like that and looking up. Just getting some creative photos while I'm waiting, because I've got another... Oh, it's not going to be as long. Right. Soon be time to close the doors, Thomas. Doors closing. Back to this view. Didn't have to wait as long. And off we go. Next stop, Blue Anchor. In 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. There we go. It's 10 miles an hour in 2 miles. And 2 miles is Blue Anchor. So 3 more stations. Blue Anchor, Dunster. Nope, speeding up. Blue Anchor, Dunster, Minehead. With Minehead being the end of the journey. At least with next week's video, which will be using the turntable again, we won't get Diesel coming and stealing Annie and Clarabell again, because we know he's passed us at Williton on a freight. Strangely enough, the same freight wagons he had when he arrived, when we were using the turntable a few videos ago. So he must have run back to Minehead and got his train, and then moved the brake van to the other end. Does mean that once we've done the turntable bit, we'll be able to do a Minehead to Bishop's Lydiard branch service. Which will be the first time we've done the full return working with Thomas. And that'll be coming towards the end of Thomas's timetable things. I think there's only 1 or 2 more after that. And then we'll be doing Diesel's timetable services. I think there's 6 Diesel ones. Oh, slowing down too much. 1 mile to Blue Anchor. Something else loading in. Can we see the sea? No. There's a hill. Thomas, you're going too quick. Slow down. Fix distant. Next signal's green, and then it's still technically green because it's only upper quadrant home signal or starter signal. Distant is a yellow arm. When it comes to semaphores, £10 mph speed limit into blue anchor and over the crossing. So we need to start slowing down. As we arrive at the coast of the Bristol Channel. Green signal. Just drop the speed down to 10 and then enter the station. And that headland that's just visible behind the buildings is Minehead. Now we just go through at a nice relaxing speed. Or enter the platform at a nice relaxing speed. There's a speed limit because immediately after the platforms is a level crossing. A gated level crossing. But it's still a level crossing. And at the moment, the gates are shut. Well, they should be. But they're not. Okay. Realistically, the gates would be shut until we were cleared to go. We shouldn't be cleared without a token, which would be given to the crew once the train was stationary. And stop. Doors unlocked. Now a photo from by the crossing. I'm calling them photos, they're actually screenshots, but come on, up. No, up and down, up. What are you honking your horn for, driver? How about one from on the signal? That looks different. Oh, there's a lot of cars waiting. A lot of cars. That's why there was beeping. I will get back in this view. Check to make sure no one's trying to jump on. Guard should have shut the doors. He has. And get ready to leave at 10 miles an hour. As we go over the road. All those passengers waiting to cross over. Off we go. Next stop, Dunster. Less than 2 miles. There's the camping coaches. Still 10 here. Which is why I'm not rushing. 10 miles an hour as we go over the crossing, over the points. And there we go. Nice quick blast up to 25. And we had 8 minutes from 8.5 minutes from departure to get 2 miles. There's the Bristol Channel. Oh, slowing down. Don't have to worry about whistling at the moment because we're on a long straight section. After Dunster, there's no more bends until we get to Minehead. And Dunster's got the slowest of the crossings. Yeah, that headland that's just behind the hand symbol is where Minehead is. So that's our destination. We've got 10 miles an hour for Dunster Station. Go back to this side. Come on, bit more speed. I've got just under a mile before the 10 mile an hour. This is quite an open bit of track, so there's no whistle signs for the crossings. And from here on, it's dead straight. Maybe a slight curve, but nothing too pronounced. There's the crossing warning. Which is... I'm not sure if it's a gated crossing or light controlled. I can't remember. And now we've got the telegraph pole, or the low power electricity poles next to us. I am deliberately slowing down early. Because I don't want to apply the brakes harshly when we get to the 10. It's not a light controlled crossing. because I'd see it flashing by now. No whistle board, but because there's a crossing, I've still whistled. Oh, there's the whistle board. Whistle board is also the 10 mile an hour speed limit. Oh, it is flashing, so that is a light controlled crossing this side of Dunster. Static caravan in someone's garden. Can hear the crossings. And accelerate a little bit to 15, so it doesn't take quite so long to get into the platform. And this is Dunster, the grass-covered platform. Start to slow down. We're now in the 5 mile an hour section, so I needed to slow down before I reached it. There we go, doors open. We've got 2 minutes. More wagons, which is why it was struggling. I do like the platform at Dunster. I'll only do a selection of these photos at the end of the video. Bye bye. Don't know where you're going, but bye bye. Ooh, someone sat down. 2 people sat down at exactly the same time. There's Dunster Fire Bucket, that was one of the collectibles. And Minehead is all the way down there. About 2 miles, I think it is. Nice hoodie. Doesn't look like anyone else wants to get on. There's people arriving, but it doesn't look like they actually want to... Oh, she's just sat down. Doesn't look like they actually want to get on. So when the guard's ready, he can close the doors. Okay, where did they all just suddenly appear from? I don't know. I'm going in just a few seconds. Off we go at a nice slow speed of 5 miles an hour. Or under 5 miles an hour. This is a crossing that's ungated on both sides. Hence the 5 mile an hour. It's not even got lights. Okay, the whole train's out of the crossing. 1.5 miles. We can go up to 25, and then it's 10 miles an hour for Minehead. Past the engineer's siding. As I said, it's virtually straight all the way to Minehead now. I think in the days of steam this line was 50 mile an hour or something like that. So this would have been a nice race section after the crossing. You'd have been able to go at probably be about 40 along here before you get to Minehead, which was and still is the terminus. Over an occupation crossing. Didn't have to whistle because it's a dead straight bit of track. AWS ramp for Minehead. Cows in the field. And on this side, that is Butlins. Butlins Minehead. Billy Butlin did quite a lot for railway preservation, actually. Minehead had Princess Margaret Rose, I think, and a terrier. Pukeli had Duchess of Sutherland. I'm sure Skegness might have had a engine there as well. I'm not 100% sure. The two named engines might have been the other way around. I can't remember. Okay, start slowing down. Can't see the light yet. Is it flashing? Yep, it's flashing. Crossing's working. Not too worried about the last bit of the journey. That's why I slowed down early. There's the 10 board. Yellow light because the next signal is guaranteed to be red, being the buffer stops. There's some more troublesome trucks. Is the cyclist around? No. Cyclist's not going round at the moment. There's signalman. And we're going into the main platform. One of the sheds. There's the loco shed. And water tower. Not that Thomas ever needs water. This is a long platform to run through at 8 miles an hour. especially when you've only got 2 coaches on the rear. As I said, that headlet, that hill, is Minehead. And here we are at Minehead. And stop. Do passengers. In reality, the doors would stay open while Thomas went and turned round, and then they'd be shut. But don't get that in this. There we go. Took us 1 hour, 25 minutes and 33 seconds. Slightly longer with the stuttering, but as I've cut out a couple of minutes while we were writing at Williton, it's still around that time. And I did pretty well with stop accuracy. Didn't really matter about the little bits of speeding, because you don't get any knockoff on this. So I got a platinum medal. That is this week's Thomas video. So, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said at the start of the video, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing because it does help. Hitting the bell icon and getting notified lets you know when I upload videos. And as I said, I do more than just train sim. Train sim, you hear my voice, the other ones you don't at the moment. I do have some plans for other types of videos, but that will be done, or they'll be announced when I've actually done them. I really do hope you've enjoyed the video, and until Monday, be seeing you.